242-3344 for more information and to schedule a meeting. That's 242-3344. Pape Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 2308 Virginia in Clinton. 3 generations of family service for your family.
This is Spreaker FM, KSPR, LPFM, Clinton. Well, righty then, we're back on the air here on GJRB Online on Spreaker, and when I took that break, that got me back up to 3 hours, but we're not going to use that full 3 hours. We're only going to use just a little bit of time that we have left there in our final hour of the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, 5:09 Central Standard Time right now, and we're back on the air for our wrap-up show. Call this the final part, if you will. And as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, you're welcome to be part of the program as we are live on the air right now, GJRB Online on Spreaker, KSPR 9-foot signal on our north end, 88.9 on the FM dial. And this is where we do great radio called GJRB Online on Spreaker. And thank you for tuning in as we conclude the program. And thank you for listening to our show. As always a pleasure to bring you some great internet radio. We're going to continue. We got some more interesting stuff, and I'm going to give you our program schedule this hour and our Spreaker shout-outs and promotions coming up as well. And always let you know exactly what's going on. Of course, our Clinton weather forecast, complete 5-day forecast, coming up as we continue our program here on GJRB Online, and a place where you can talk about news. And we've been talking over the past couple of hours over the coronavirus. Now, I believe that they're using that the left-wing media is using it to cause panic, and I believe it's also being used to, put us in some kind of concentration camp. That's what I believe. I believe it's being used for those purposes. And I was talking about that. Also, we're talking about corporal punishment, spanking in schools. Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, was talking about that today on his show. And we were broadcasting that today. Hope you caught a chance to check it out. Insidious, it's called. And it was on this afternoon, a rebroadcast of Tuesday night's program. And it was a good one. And we were talking about how one mother spanked her child she whipped her with a belt, and for skipping school, which, I guess that's a liable reason, but to go and bite her daughter is kind of a little too far. And also we talked about President Trump and how he is containing the coronavirus outbreak. And let's see what else we were talking about this afternoon. Your comments are still welcome at 5:11 p.m. Central Standard Time. We still got about a little less than an hour. So if you still want to put your input in there, on Skype, Gary.Russen. You're welcome to get in on that. It's Gary.Russen on Skype. And you can put your little input in there. And you can also get in, if you're a Facebook friend, you can get in the chat room. And in the chat room is a place where you can put your input to here on Spreaker. And you can also get in the chat room on Facebook. I have that open. You can call me on Facebook. My wife tried to call me on Facebook, but the call failed. It didn't go through. It startled me a bit. But we were going to call her. That was up against that first heartbreak. And also, you're welcome to tune in and call in. Gary.Russen on Skype or on my Facebook Messenger. Also, in the Spreaker chat room where Ed Delgado is, and I hope he still is. I think he's probably eating his meal now. I think he might be doing his supper, because I know sometimes he's barbecuing, so he might be busy at the moment. But I hope he's tuning in. I know. Refresh your browser. because I go offline because I was running out of time and I needed one more hour. And it was running out of time. I only had maybe 7 minutes left, I think, something like that. So I had to take that 5 to 7 minute hard break and bounce it back up to 3 hours, but I'm only using the last hour of it, and then I'm going to close out for the night. But I needed that extra time. I was running out around 4:30. I was like, I needed that more. I needed some more time. I'm running out about 5 o'clock, so I needed that extra hour. And it works real good. I like the idea because if you go offline, it'll bounce back up. And I was doing that when I was on my 45-minute plan, give me extra time on the air. And it worked, but sometimes I wasn't getting my messages in my chat room. So I need to go back into my Spreaker account, and I'll do that through my let's go back to my main Twitter page. Let's go back here, and I should be getting the fact on the air here. There it is. Showing the final part. I'm going to refresh that, so it's going to need to go into my Spreaker page anyway, because that's usually where I go into it. So I'm going to click that chat room arrow, that chat room icon, and you can do that to get into my chat room. And when you get into the chat room, you just go into where it says, and we're going to be doing our Spreaker shout-outs and promotions coming up here on GJRB Online, promoting all the great podcasters that I follow here on Spreaker. And there's so many really good ones. And we're going to do that this hour. Also, I was hoping, but I'm not sure if I'll get it, a countdown of the top hits of this week in a certain year. I usually do that, and I haven't seen anything yet. So I'm hoping that maybe perhaps we will check that out too. Let me see if I can go in and just take a musical break and let people know we're back on the air. So I'm going to do that real quick. And I probably, my wife says, stay on as long as you want, which I might go past 6 o'clock. I've done that a couple of times. I've stayed on for a 4th hour, and I can do that because I already bounced up my Spreaker, and I'm back up to 3 hours again. So I could probably stay on as long as I need to. So I might expand this a little longer. I might stay on. I'm still by myself here in the Spreaker studios. So, anything can happen in this little Spreaker land. So I hope you'll stay with me. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. And, no one following me. All I do is sign off and then go into the music and memories over on the other side. So the 9-foot 88.9 here goes off. I shut it off the air and I move the frequency over to 107.1, and it's basically just big band nostalgia music. And so when I do that, I can go in there anytime. So I might stay on longer. So let's see here. I'm gonna go into my Facebook page and see if anybody's out there, and I'm going to go into my where I edit and add final part to this particular part of the show. But the final part could last up to an hour, to maybe an hour, extra hour and a half. I might stay a little over 6 o'clock. So, Central Time. And look at that. It's 17 minutes after 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, and it's still bright outside. It's fabulous. I love it. And I think, let me check and see if I'm right on that. I believe that is next week. What's today? Today is today is the 29th. This Sunday is the 1st. So next Sunday, March 8th, we turn the clocks ahead 1 hour and we're on daylight savings time. Next Sunday. All right. Next Sunday, daylight savings time. All righty then. So we're going to be looking forward to that. More extra time of daylight. And that is cool. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and refresh my page. So it shows final part. And let me see if that will change on my Twitter. I'm not sure if it'll change on my Twitter or not. Let me see if it'll do that. By going into by refreshing my Twitter page. If not, sometimes I'll repost. But this show, by the way, is available both parts. If you want to, both parts are available, and you can get into the GJRB Spreaker public site, and or get into Twitter. You see that final part, and it's on there. Let's see, we get it here. There it is, live feed. Final part though, so maybe I can get on my Twitter. It'll show it again. I'm gonna refresh that page. Doesn't show it, so I'm gonna assume people will assume that it's the final part because I mentioned it on the air. You can still call in, and you can join in the program. I am on Twitter, and there it is. There's the thing. Just click that; it'll take you into the window, and you can join the program. You're welcome to do that, and call in, and we'll talk to you. How about that? I always love it when we get call-ins on this program. Gotta look further down the page here. Macaulay Culkin cancels WrestleMania 36 tickets over WWE Super Showdown. What's up with that? Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, he's still, he might be the Home Alone guy. I saw this, what is it with this guy in wrestling now? What, is he turning a wrestler or what? I saw something posted about 2 or 3 days ago by Bob Huber, and I wasn't sure exactly what that was about, but wow. Apparently that's what it is. Interesting. Let's see what we got. I want to see what we got there. Anyway, let's see. Go further down the page here. Anyway, he cancels WrestleMania. 36 tickets over WWE Super Showdown. So I got to find out about that one. I'm going to save that story. Go down the page a little bit. I think I'll save that story in my show lineup. I should go to my show lineup where I save all my links and see if there's any interesting stories in that department. And I'll put that underneath my story lineup. So I'll try to do something on that later. Let me see if I can go down the page here. Music Express. I used to have that album. Ambridge Memories. Remember the album 33 RPMs? Can't say I ever bought one, but many people did. K-Tel. Oh, yeah, they were fabulous. K-Tel was neat. I loved K-Tel. If you didn't have a song in your collection that you wanted on a 45 RPM, more than likely, if you bought one of those K-Tel albums, the song was on it. And I used to get the album just for certain songs. But, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see here. Go down the page a little bit more, see what else we can find. All right, let's see. Anything else new? Wheel Good in their Facebook. Anybody remember a station called CFTR 680? It was another Canadian station. I know there was CKLW, which is out of Windsor, Canada. But these are among the many top 40 stations. This was Toronto, Canada. 680 CFTR was upstart in 1972. Eventually beat top 40 ratings leader 1050 CHUM, which I've never heard. Another well-known station, 1984. Top 40 wars were going on. Toronto CFTR, amazing jocks such as Big Jim Brady, John Records Landecker from WLS in Chicago. He was on this other station. Mike Cooper and more. CFTR. Anybody remember that station? I remember CKLW, which I used to listen to quite a bit. Let's see. Mike Myers has a good one. Okay, that's a good one today. Why I Hate Religion. I'm going to see if I can ask Mike Myers if he'd like to be on our station. I'm going to see if he want to do one. Rather, if he'll let me download his show and put it on GJRB Online Network. I don't know if he'll let me do it. Ask him anyway, just out of curiosity, see what he says. And tell him that Ed Delgado's program is playing on my station. See if he wants to do it. I don't know. We'll see. Mike already has a couple of shows. And of course, Mike must have to put explicit with him on there, though. Anyway, let's see. I pretend to be asleep, and then I fall asleep. Now I'm going to pretend I'm skinny. What's that? I like that. I like that posting. It comes from Brian Harrison. Yeah, my friend Brian Harrison. Got him on here. Okay. My sister Jackie has a comic on here. Shows two women, a married couple at a door. Remember when you're young, you saw that old man and said, "If I ever try to leave the house dressed that way, shoot me." Shoot me? And she's got a gun in her hand, the woman does. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. A bike in town keeps running me over. It's a vicious cycle. Oh, okay, I get it. A vicious cycle. Okay. I like that. That's good. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. Down the page here a little bit. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Oh, yeah. WKBW Buffalo, New York, Channel 7. A 1958 logo. Cool. I like that. Rabbit with the rabbit ears. Okay. Buried in mud. Where's this at? Don Bim, a good friend of ours and one of our churchgoers, has this from Nathan Duetmeyer. She has a tanker truck stuck in the mud. Wow. Where's that at, actually? Interesting picture. Okay. Steve Wilson, another friend of ours and a church, one of our church musicians, plays the piano very well. Absolutely. Great. Some of his songs have played on GJRB, and I'm trying to bring him back. Post a news item here. Associated Press has confirmed that the Democrats are lying about coronavirus readiness. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Duh. Bingo. Did we know that? It was called media hype, folks. I mean, really, it's media hype. Come on now. Just craziness. Anyhow, but there you go. Media hype at its very best, folks. Gotta tell you. There you go. Let me see if we can find that story. I'm gonna read that, and then I got that other story coming up. Let's see here. After 6 o'clock, maybe we will get a record chart here pretty soon. I'm hoping we do. Well, let's see. Let's see what comes of that. If we get a record chart, we can take a musical break. But I might take one anyway. Let's go to my playlist where I have my up-and-coming stuff. Be playing it. I'm trying to get in the habit. Now, I still like to play pop stuff. I like to still play the popular material. But I'm trying to kind of sway away from that just a little bit so I can get on Podchaser. If I can get on Podchaser, then I can get some a bank of guests and maybe a bank of some co-hosts. So that's why I'm trying to get on Podchaser. Let me see here. In the afternoon, that's where my music is. By the way, speaking of Gary J in the afternoon, I got one this week. Gary J in the afternoon will be on quite a bit this week here on GJRB Online, so stay tuned for that. I'll give you the program schedule coming up in this half hour. 50 minutes of non-stop talk coming up to 6 o'clock here on GJRB Online. So we're going to be, we'll wrap it up sometime Okay, we'll wrap it up sometime after 6. And where's my up and coming? Okay, no, let's go back. Okay, let me see if we can get back here. Gary J in the afternoon, up and coming music. Add-ons. Got some new ones I'm trying to promote. Some of the ones we've been playing. Daniel Myers, great song, great country tune. We got a couple of new ones here we want to play that I really didn't get on my last show that we're going to be promoting. Let's see, we got, what was this one? Treat Me Like Waste. Oh, no, I don't want that one. What was that one we played earlier? I like it. Distant Tower, Now's Your Time, which is a good song. It's one of our newest artists, Distant Towers, and I can't remember exactly where they come from, but this band's absolutely fabulous. They call themselves Distant. Now, I'm still like favorites. We're still going to do that, but I'm trying to stay from too much copyrighted songs. But we're going to still do it. This is a group called Distant Towers. It's called Now's Your Time. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, on GJRB Online. I'll be doing a Spreaker shout-outs. We're going to do our Weather on the Fives coming up on GJRB.
That's why work out the way you thought they would? Would you change the path you're on if you could? Or would you choose to live the life you've lived? Some of us have taken off, and some of us have stalled. Be careful judging who has won. The answer's deep inside. Me, I don't think I will change things much. Maybe I could lighten up a bit. I have plenty to be thankful for. There are times we're dealt bad cards, but we learn from all the scars. It's all just part of living life so far. Your life back then and tried to guess who you might be now. Would you have nailed your profile to a T, or would you have been off by miles and miles? Well, some of us have had it good, and some of us are down. Life is what you make of it, so get up off the ground. Me, I don't think I would change things much. Maybe I could lighten up a to be thankful for. There are times we're dealt bad cards, but we learn from all the scars. It's all just part of living life so far. It's all part of living life so far. It's all just part of living life so far.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them, help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor at a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page. Join me for sports page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB.
There's a problem on our roads today, and that is the safety of our children boarding and getting off the bus on busy roads. That problem is drivers who don't stop for a school bus when the arm is out, the lights are flashing, and the stop sign is out, leaving kids in danger of getting hit. Violators of this law could get a suspension of their driver's license and a $250 fine. When you see a school bus stop at a corner, letting off kids, stop 25 feet away from the bus. Don't take that chance. A public service announcement from the National Highway Safety Administration and GJRB Online. And we're back on the air. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. Had to do a few things here to greet my wife at the door. She was out with our daughters today, so I was going to walk her back to the apartment here and all that good stuff. So I'm back on the air. Welcome back to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. We'll stay on just a little bit longer. 5:45 Central Standard Time right now. 5:45, 6:45 Eastern Time. 3:45 Pacific, and this is the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, across the nation and around the world, here on the GJRB Online Network. And we're closing out the show. We got maybe a few more things we're going to do yet before we end the show out today. And that includes our Spreaker shout-outs and promotions. I love doing that part because I like to promote all our Spreaker followers and all the great Spreaker people that are on the air here. But I was talking about this story before break, and it was kind of interesting because I wanted to mark it. It's from a site called The Range, talking about the Associated Press, which is confirming that Democrats are lying about the coronavirus. Like, We didn't know that. The fact check of the Associated Press AP has confirmed that the Democratic presidential candidates are falsely claiming that Donald Trump cut funding and personnel needed to fight the coronavirus. Yep. We live in an age where Democrats are politicizing or politically harming the President of the United States. From Breitbart on Tuesday, fact check, mostly false, claims that former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg, during the Democratic debate in South Carolina, Bloomberg claimed that Trump had fired a pandemic specialist at the White House and defunded the Centers for Disease Control. An implication in which Trump had as to blame for the spread of coronavirus. Of course they're going to blame him for that. Duh. Even though there had not been just over a dozen cases with no facilities in the U.S., the pandemic specialist has left voluntarily during the reorganization of the bloated National Security Council and the CDC cuts. As the agency wound down the Ebola responses and were only proposed, not enacted. And quoting the what are we quoting here? Anybody? No, it's like we don't quote anybody. But anyway, the AP fact check: Democrats distorted coronavirus readiness. On Thursday's AP confirming this, that much of what the Democrats are saying about the Trump's responses to the coronavirus challenge is a load of, something else. I don't know what they wrote there. I never saw a word like that before, but this is all old news to me, folks. I've said it before. It's a blatant plug to pump this whole coronavirus thing and make it into something that it's not. They could turn this whole coronavirus thing into the end of the world if they wanted to. Serious. I mean, this is what this is their plot. This is their plan, and they're gonna pull this off. It's just that simple, folks. Gotta tell you. Alrighty, let's see what else we got coming up. Let's see, we're going to go down the ways a little bit, see what else we can find. Raymond Leach and Perry Frank reacting to a photo I shared. So, this is here we go. They like this one. I posted this back on February 27th, and it's, of course, Charlie Daniels. And he says, hey, Bloomberg, as much about farming as a hog knows about an airplane. So how are you going to teach somebody else how to do it? Better stay in New York City where corn comes in cans. That's a great one anyway. I like that one a lot. That posting actually came from another guy who I follow here named Richie Blowmaker. And yeah, I like that one a lot. That's why I posted that. That was kind of good. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do weather on the 5s in about 5 minutes. Weather on the 5s for Clinton, Iowa. And take a look at our local weather before we close out the show today. And then we're going to do our Spreaker podcast and promotions. Spreaker podcast, Spreaker Podbean podcast and promotions coming up. And I was talking to BJ this week, BJ McNamara. The BJ is, of course, Black Dragons Radio on Podbean. And we're going to be on Podbean Wednesday for the Gary Russen Program Midweek Edition. So you want to tune into that. That's on Podbean, Podbean. That's another site, and I can broadcast 3 hours for free there. Absolutely fabulous site. And you can listen to me on Podbean by downloading the Podbean app on your iPhone or your iPhone and other devices. And you can and on that app, is the player to listen to the live broadcast, and also a phone-in option, which is absolutely fabulous. One of my favorites of that. And also my other favorite of the Podbean is it has a website with it. And that's where I put a lot of my shows. Now, this show, if I wanted to, I could put it on there, but it's too large of a file to put over there. So I can't really do it. I can upload it, but I'd have to break it up into pieces. And it just, I have, this Podbean has a little quirks that I don't like. And but otherwise, it's not bad. And I'll be on Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Central, over on Podbean on the WGJR Worldwide, doing another show, the Gary Russen program. So tune in Wednesday for another Gary Russen program on Podbean, and we'll have a good show there too. So check that out, okay? And then we're going to be on Spreaker for another Gary Russen program. This week, though, Gary J in the afternoon. Quite a bit of... Now, I do give you the schedule for GJRB Online right here. But you can find the schedule if you watch yesterday's GJRB TV on YouTube video. The Gary Russen program, Way Out There show. Which is now on and still available on the GJRB TV YouTube channel, and you can watch that video. And a good show yesterday. A lot of people remarking on that show, and that's great. Absolutely fabulous. We do have some feedback on my YouTube show yesterday, which is outstanding. I was surprised I got feedback on it. Absolutely great. So thanks for the feedback, guys. Really appreciate it. I love it. A lot of people liking the stuff I had on there regarding some of those weird monsters that washed ashore from Callan, the Slap Ham guy, which I'm going to get a hold of him. I would like to have him on my show on the Way Out There. He would be a great guest. I'm thinking about trying to get a hold of him to be on the program because he has some really interesting stuff with the paranormal, but also some of the strange stuff like mermaids, which they never really proven. But there's these people. There was a sighting, so it was kind of interesting. So we'll get into that, and we'll be doing all that and a whole lot more. Got I'm still looking for record charts. Was hoping that Facebook would post one, and I have not seen one yet. Don't know why. Haven't seen one yet. Imagine that. Lovely. Wonderful. Anyway, we'll check into that, too. Don't know what is that. Making an underwater-themed epoxy floor design. This guy has a picture of this. My sister posted this. We have here. Anything else new? You can be a friend of mine on Facebook if the show, if you tune into the radio program, if you listen to GJRB Online on Spreaker, an old radio cartridge, if you listen to our radio show on Spreaker, and you like our show and you want to be a friend of the station and you want to like our page, it's either Gary John Russen or Gary John, either one. You can friend me on those both ends. And if you friend me on my main page, it's Gary John Russen. You can be on the messenger, and then you can call me on the air. So that's something you can do. Call me on the air and be on the show that way. Absolutely fabulous way to do it. So let's see, we got here. I want to go down further to the page. We have Samuel Day. He's new music out. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I know he's got a bunch of new music out. So I got to listen to some of that for a coming show. The Positive Rock Show is going to be back on the air. Plan on doing another one of those. Be returning that back to the airwaves. And my wife and I were talking, Lori and I talking earlier today about a new show which we're going to try to do on Saturdays, and probably be in rotation with this one in a way. She can't do that show with me for any reason, then I will revert back to the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. We might do something like that, and it'll be a radio station here in this area. A long time ago, the Moody station was WDLM. They were a radio station that played Christian music, and they had a request program on Saturdays a long time ago. And I'm going to try to revive that. We're going to try to revive that program for a Christian type, Christian contemporary, Christian worship, gospel music type of thing. So we're talking about that for a future show. So be watching for postings on that one. And let's see. I'm going to go over to, let's bring that up on the volume control, because we're going to be doing that here in a few minutes. That's our Spreaker shout-outs and promotions. I want to do that real quick. We're getting to the hour, so we'll wait until after 6 o'clock, and then we'll do it. Meanwhile, until we get up to that point, here's what's happening for the next couple of days here on GJRB Online. Tomorrow, I got to finish doing that tonight, by the way. As soon as I get off the air, I've got some stuff to do, so I will be going off the air pretty soon. I'll be turning it over to 107.1 on the local side. And I got to get the church services edited and put up and gone public for tomorrow from last Sunday. So I'm going to get that posted. But that will be public tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Possible live broadcast tomorrow. Watch for postings on the GJRB Spreaker public site. And maybe a positive rock show tomorrow night. So watch for postings. It'll be an 8 to 10 p.m. program tomorrow night, right here on Spreaker, Central Standard Time. Might or might not do the show. Watch for postings an hour to 45 minutes before airtime. Okay? Hour to 45 minutes before airtime, I'll have a posting or a live on-air preview on my other side of Spreaker. Okay, that's the Gary John side. So I'll have a 15-minute preview broadcast to let you know that we're going to be on the air at a certain time. If you don't see that preview broadcast or any postings, there won't be no show. But then on Monday, we're going to be doing Gary J in the afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. That's new emerging artists, new music. Always love doing that. Stuff you've been hearing today. Like that great song you heard earlier, Distant Towers with This Is Our Time. I kind of like that one. And Life So Far, which is a good song by Ken Arbaji. Good song. Well, all those songs, all those new emerging artists, all heard tomorrow, all heard on Monday, again on Tuesday, 3 to 6 p.m. Gary J in the afternoon, Weather on the 5, Sports Page, which we haven't done any sports at all, Sports Page, and a whole lot of other good stuff. Weather on the 5, Sports Page. Weather on the 5s are being at 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on Gary J in the afternoon. It's always that way on Gary J in the afternoon because I do my news at about 26 past the hour and 56 past the hour on those shows. Gary J in the afternoon, Weather on the 5s at 25 and 45, sometimes 55, or any time in the hour that ends in 5s. Sometimes we lead into news from Weather on the 5s at 5 to the hour, so I might be moving that back up. Weather on the 5s. Right here on GJRB Online. We'll do one more weather for Clinton, Iowa, too, by the way. It's 6 o'clock right now, Central Standard Time. 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And it's 4 o'clock Pacific. This is the GJRB Online Network. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time right now as we're closing out the Gary Russen program for today. I'm just getting a few things done here, getting our program schedule. But anyway, like I said earlier, retracting, the Gary J in the afternoon will be on Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, Gary J in the afternoon with some great music, GJRB music, and a lot of really good stuff. And that'll be heard locally here on our 9 foot at 88.9. Also, we'll include, after that's over, when Spreaker Network goes off, locally, you'll hear Blues in the Night, 8 to 11 p.m. with Walter M. DeBall, followed at 11 p.m. by Spaced Out Radio. And then on Tuesday, another Gary J in the afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m., followed by GJRB Music, 6 to 8. We will not be on the air on Monday and Tuesday until 3 o'clock. No radio until 3 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, same way, no radio until about 3 o'clock. We're going to do the Gary Russen program, but we're going to be over on Podbean. That's WGJR Worldwide on Podbean on Wednesday. Okay, WGJR Worldwide Podbean Wednesday for the Gary Russen program midweek edition. And that will be on the air, so you want to tune in for that. And then and then of course local after that with Wednesday with Simone Nicole. That's Josh playing great music. Simone Nicole's a website dedicated to a daughter he had lost as she was a baby. Sad thing there. And he dedicated that to her. Great music, plays a lot of music, has a lot of recipes and health tips as well. So listen to that at 8 o'clock p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Time on Spreaker. And I'll be talking about that later. It's a great show. Right after that's over, of course, Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the 9-foot signal, followed by Spaced Out Radio. Thursday, another Gary J in the afternoon. So Gary J in the afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That'll be in the afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m., followed by the last 7 days. Now, the last 7 days we're going to air there is the one that I said it was going to be the one from this past week, but I think I'm going to just upload that as a podcast because it's a real good one. But I think this last 7 days I'm going to air on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening is going to be the one from February 6th. Because it's a real good one talking about how we believe that Bill Gates predicted that this coronavirus outbreak, that he had predicted it, and we talk about that on that show. And the fact that even The Simpsons predicted it as well. So we're going to talk about that coming up, so you want to tune into that. The last 7 days, right after the Gary J in the afternoon on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Spreaker. And then right after that's over, it's a hour and a half clip of Way Out There. I'm going to pick a clip from, so that's pretty much the best of Way Out There. I just pick a clip or two from Way Out There, past shows. Might even include some of that interview I did with J.M.D. Board, who was a dream interpreter. We're going to have him on again eventually as soon as I get a hold of him. I don't know why he can't. He hasn't replied to me at all. Anyway, Way Out There, and then at 9 o'clock, Fade to Black. And right after Fade to Black, around 11 o'clock, Spaced Out Radio. And then Friday, we go jazz. Friday, we flip over to 106.7 local, and we have our smooth jazz on Friday. That's the first Friday of the month, and I'm going to be doing more jazz on Friday. More jazz coming up on GJRB Online. As of this month, I'm filling up some of the open spaces on the GJRB new schedule 2020. We'll be doing jazz on Friday, live starting at 11 a.m. with a wave of smooth jazz, 3 to 6 p.m. smooth afternoon, followed by some more smooth jazz right after that. Our smooth afternoon's over. And then Easy Nights. And Easy Nights is dedicated to those stations that play beautiful music. Remember those? Yep, we can do that. It's a great program. Easy Nights. And that's fabulous. Next Saturday, which will be the first of the month, we're going to see what Ed Delgado is doing, because he was talking about doing an afternoon program on Saturday. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I have to get a hold of him. I should have asked him that. I'm not sure if he's still on here, but I'm hoping he replies to me on whether he's going to do anything on Saturday afternoons or not. But it'll only be available on Spreaker, not on the local side. I'll repeat it on the local side later, but mostly it will be heard on on Spreaker only. At the same time, over on our 9-foot FM side, will be more smooth jazz and stuff like that. And then at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, it should, Standard Time yet, because the following Saturday will be, the following Sunday will be Daylight Savings Time. I think, 7th, 8th, Actually, that Saturday night, I'll be reminding you to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour. So I got to really put that, I got a tag on here. I should really play that at the end of this broadcast. Thought about that. I should find that tag so I could play that at the end. Jeez, I got to remember to do that. Oh, I got a tag there. I forgot about that tag. Got to play that at the end of today's broadcast to let people know that we are going to be moving the clocks ahead 1 hour next week. Because it is next week. Today being it is next week. Today being the 29th. So it is this week. Let's see here. Because today, next Sunday is March 1st. So next week will be the 8th. So next Saturday, we'll be reminding you on the air that you need to move your clocks ahead 1 hour. That's next Saturday. So I'll be reminding you about that. Make sure you get that, remember to do that, because otherwise you're going to be there an hour early and you're wondering why your church services ain't happened yet. So remember to do that. Okay. All right. Let's see. I want to, so I think it's about time we get into, and time for, yes, just in case you want to know, it's time now for our Spreaker shout-out, Spreaker Podbean shout-outs and promotions. Right now. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, this is the place that we talk about all those great podcasts that are out there. There's so many out there. So many broadcasters, amateur, whatever you want to call it. I'm doing it. A lot of people are doing it now. That is podcasting. And there's a lot of them out there. A lot of platforms now, too. It's just amazing how many platforms there are for podcasts. And one of them is Podbean. Great podcast platform. But you got to download a app to let you listen to the program. And this app has the ability to call in the program and talk in the chat room. Either your choice. It's fabulous. It's a great way to... and they have a website with it, too. And Podbean's free for 3 hours. You want to get in on it. But if you want multiple days to schedule, you have to get a premium. But it's a pretty reasonable price. Podbean. Absolutely fabulous. It's Podbean. And on Podbean, returning here real soon is Black Dragons Radio. BJ McNamara playing all your favorite music and taking calls and having fun. Black Dragons Radio returning real soon to Podbean. So you might want to check that out. That's Podbean. Podbean. We're going to be on there Wednesday afternoon for the Gary Russen program midweek edition. Great show, great stuff coming up on Podbean, so you want to tune in for that broadcast. That's Wednesday right on Podbean. But meanwhile, the Gary J in the afternoon, Monday and Tuesday here on Spreaker. All right, the other great people you want to check out is another guy that we listen to. We've been talking to him all afternoon here on Spreaker, and he has a great, matter of fact, he's going to have another podcast tonight. So you want to check that out. 15 minutes short coming up tonight. Ed Delgado, check him out. The Caramel Conservative. He's on every night. Well, not every night. He does every night, sometimes almost every night, I think, something like that with a short commentary. But other than that, he's on live on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time here on Spreaker. You want to check out Ed. He talks a lot about what's going on in the news, nationwide news, whatever news there is, whatever's happening. He does what I do, but he does it a lot better. It's the Caramel Conservative, Ed Delgado from the beautiful state of Wisconsin, and it's 8 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday night, so check that out. It's a great program. Puts on a good show, too. I like to listen to his commentaries. Absolutely fabulous. So check out Ed whenever you can. Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, right here on Spreaker. Yeah. Always fabulous. And always puts on a good show. So tune in again for Ed on Tuesday. And then, I don't know, I think this feels like it. He gets on a rampage. He'll have a podcast up. You can guarantee it. He's fabulous, though. He always has a great commentary on culture, on what's going on in the gaming world, what's going on in anything world. You want to check out Bob Huber and the Huber Experience. Comes from Algonquin, Illinois, just near Chicago. You want to check this guy out? He does a live show on Tuesday. I don't know exactly what time, usually sometime in the afternoon. And he'll do 15 minutes. He'll do maybe a half hour or 5 minutes. And he'll talk to you about what's going on in the world of news and what's happening in American culture. And tune into him. Bob Huber, the Huber Experience, right here on Spreaker. And then every morning, 7 mornings a week, 365 days a year, you'll hear Radio Hope. Mike Myers and company. Yes, sir. Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network talks about God, talks about family relationships, talks a lot about all kinds of good stuff. And he has a good show. I like what he has. He has some good things. He has some interesting guests. He makes you think. He really does. He makes you think. And, boy, oh boy, some people need to think. Check it out, though. It's fabulous. Radio Hope, and he's from our nearby, halfway across the state from me. I want to visit it someday. Boone, Iowa. Yeah, I'd love to go over there near Des Moines. I'm gonna pay a visit to him one of these days. I'm gonna go to Boone. I plan on it, and go visit Mike. It'll be fun. It'll be a hoot. I might even take my little phone with me and see if we can interview him. You never know what could happen on this. It can just be that. It'll be great. So check that out. That's Mike Myers, Radio Hope. Don't forget, you can catch Radio Hope on Spreaker right here, 7 mornings a week, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. If you live in Alaska, that's bright 5 a.m. or 9 o'clock in the eastern side of the country. And it's right here on Spreaker. And that's the Mike Myers Show. You can catch a lot of the repeats right here on Spreaker. You can also catch the show on Good Talk Radio Network. Good Talk Radio Network's fabulous. I like Good Talk Radio Network. And they have really good stuff there. And he puts on a good show, so you want to tune into him. Mike Myers Show, Radio Hope Network. And, of course, his show's also heard live, and he does, check it out, Muck Radio, MUKRADIO. It's a 24/7 stream. It's on TuneIn. So when you get it on your TuneIn app, you can download that to your phone or something, or a Roku box, you can get it. TuneIn. TuneIn, TuneIn, TuneIn app. I have it on my Roku box. Use it a lot for a lot of stuff. And it's great stuff. It's a 24/7 stream. Got some great Christian rock, Christian contemporary, and secular sometimes. A lot of really good messages from great people with Wretched Radio, with Kirk Cameron and Ray Comfort. It's just good stuff. So you want to check it out. That's right here on it's TuneIn. On the TuneIn app, just type in your TuneIn app, Muck Radio, MUKRADIO, Muck Radio, and you'll find Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network. And a lot of times on that Muck Radio, you'll be able to hear classic Mike Myers programs too. So check it out. Also, you can hear what's the other guy? Oh yeah, the one we're going to talk about next, OBFHU, our Big Fat Soft Underbelly. Yeah, they put him on there. Josh, he's fabulous. He goes from Houston. And Simone Nicole, which is on Wednesday nights here on Spreaker. I mentioned that earlier. Great music and some advice on recipes and stuff. He's good for that. He's fabulous. You want to tune into this. This is good stuff. It's called Simone Nicole, and it's on Spreaker on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock Central Time. And those are some of the great podcasters that you can listen to. And where do you want to know more about some of these podcasters that air on Spreaker? All you have to do is get on my Spreaker public site, www.spreaker.com, and just go into there. That's /user/5120525. And you'll find the radio show here when I'm on the air live. You'll see the live stream going across. You can't miss that. All those little waves going across there. It shows them live. And right around there, you can get in the chat room. And you can do that by going into the main site and just go into Twitter. I'm the Radio Maniac. You'll see the Antique Radio emblem there. And that will take you into the chat room when you click that balloon icon, and you'll take you right in there, and just go into the following page, where all my followers are. And there's a whole list of good ones. We want to welcome Robert Della Garza to our lineup followers, and he has an interesting program. I've checked a few of his podcasts out. He had one recently called Casino Royale, which was up about 12 days ago. But he has a pretty good show. I'm going to follow him. He's interesting. I've listened to him before. Absolutely fabulous. He's one of our new followers here on Spreaker. Don't know what time he comes on. I will check into that and let you know so that you can check it out. And it's pretty good. Robert Del Garza. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm not sure exactly where he comes from. He's in real estate. He's in the small real estate. So I'll find out where he's from, too. Let's see if he isn't marked here anywhere. His birthday is June 20th, 1989. But I do not see where he's broadcast from. So I'm going to check and see when he's on next live. I'll send a message to him on his Casino Royale podcast and find out when he's on. But check him out, Robert Del Garza. All right, other great followers. Check out some of the ones you haven't missed yet, some of the ones you want to check out. Let's see, who else? Oh, let's see, he follows Elation Radio, which is another one that I want to welcome aboard too as well. Elation Radio, pretty good too. I've checked that Elation Radio. Great Christian gospel stuff on there. Absolutely fabulous. Flava of Music. I haven't listened to her yet. Her name is Emma. A fabulous lady. She visits us quite a bit on Robert M. DeBall's Blues in the Night. She's got a good one. Oh, by the way, speaking of Blues in the Night, that's another one we want to mention. It's on the list here. Some of the... It's a good show. Blues in the Night. Check it out. Blues in the Night. I like that program. Blues show like you wouldn't believe. Every Monday night. He'll be on Monday Night Live, 8 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern for some great blues. Walter M. DeBall and all the great people who are jamming with the Blues in the Night. Monday night right here on Spreaker at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Check out that program. Great podcast, great music. Let's listen to that. It's absolutely fabulous. And then don't forget OBFSU, our Big Fast Salt Thunder Valley. Did he have a new one yet? I haven't. Oh, yeah, here we go. High Speed Rail Daylight Robbery, February 15, 2020. I haven't listened to that yet. Gonna have to check that out. OBFSU. 14 days ago, he had a podcast on there, so I'll have to listen to that. Should be good. And those are all the ones you follow, the ones I missed. Elation Radio, Ian Punnett takes over for Coast to Coast. I don't know if he has a show on there. Fade to Black, fabulous show. All the great guys are Zach Baroque and the good friends at MTFB Rock Radio. Great music. KGRA Digital Radio out of Arkansas. Great stuff. MTFB, Black Dog country radio, those are the ones you'll find. Those are the ones I follow on the GJRB Spreaker public site, and that's what you'll find them. And if you have a podcast and you want it announced on our show, let me know what time you come on. Let me know where you're at, and I will mention you on a future edition of GJRB's podcast shout-outs and promotions. And a big shout-out, a big thank you to Ed Delgado for joining me today in the chat room. Thank you so much. I had a pleasure talking to you in the chat room today. So thank you so much for being in the chat room with me today. I really, really enjoyed that. It was fabulous. Thank you, Ed. It was a fun time in the chat room today. And read all the postings he had on there. Really good. And listen to the podcast today. It's fabulous. So check that out, okay? Alrighty. Okay. And like I said before, I will be back on the air maybe tomorrow. Watch for postings on the GJRB Spreaker public site. Watch for any 15-minute preview postings I might put up. And watch for those postings on on Spreaker. And if we are going to be on the air, I will let you know with those postings. Now, I try to remember to post everywhere. I forgot to do MeWe today, but I'm going to get into the practice of getting all those up. I need to work on that. I might even try using my phone, too. Saying, why don't you put MeWe on my phone, but so that I can post there as well. But I'm going to make sure that everybody gets this show. And I didn't do it Gary John today is either. That's my other Facebook page. Haven't done that yet. So, I'll get that on the next show. But for Gary John listeners, I will post this show so you can listen to the podcast afterward. Leave a comment, even if I am not on the air anymore. Leave a comment. Because my email will tell me that someone had left me a comment on one of my shows. And I do read those. So thank you so much. I want to thank another guy that posted over on my YouTube channel about some of the sweet videos. He liked some of those from yesterday's Gary Russen program, Way Out There show on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. They liked it. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it when we get feedback on my videos on YouTube. And I have about all but 12 followers over there, which is amazing because I haven't had any more subscribers on my YouTube channel. But I'm hoping maybe it'll get better. Need to subscribe. I am subscribed to a lot of channels. One of them, of course, is the Summer Alaska. I don't know, and I want a big shout out also to Pink Fairy, to Crystal there. Big shout out to you. We watch your videos, always interesting, and recipes and stuff. I also want a big shout out to a site that promotes old record turntables, which making a big comeback. And we want to say hi to them too as well. Some really good stuff here. Big shout out to a lot of great people here, including Fred Flex, who brings some classic TV that I always bring on to my radio, television, and movie classics. I'm going to check any more recognizable postings, any more messages. We got some more slapped ham ones. Ooh, there's a weird one on here. Real ghost caught on camera. Ooh, I got to check that out on Slapped Ham. Some new stuff from him. So I want a big shout out to Slapped Ham as well. And I'm hoping maybe perhaps we can get together for a interview for Way Out There, because I think you'd be a great guest. And I'll be working on that. I want to confess I do play the audio track of your videos on my Way Out There show because they're so interesting. I've also played them on my GJRB TV YouTube channel, and now I'm looking at yesterday's show. Had 4 views, the most views I've had, 5 views on my that one part that featured the mermaids and stuff. That was the beach photos. The one I didn't get a chance to get in was a picture of this bird that is actually frozen in midair in New Mexico. That's a weird one, too. I'm going to be talking about that on my next Way Out There. So check all those out. Another one is TB Idents site. I have a lot of really good ones from Channel 3 in Cleveland, and I lived there for a while, so it brought back some nice memories of seeing WKYC Channel 3 in Cleveland, Ohio. Those were fabulous. Absolutely incredible videos, and they brought back some fine memories. So always a big shout out to all the YouTube people as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the GJRB TV YouTube channel. Watch yesterday's video. The Gary Russen program, Way Out There show, is available there. So watch on YouTube. That's GJRB TV on YouTube. And just type in the Gary Russen program, Way Out There show. Should get you the video, and you can watch that. Pretty good. And you can subscribe and hit that notification bell for upcoming videos. All right. So it's 27 minutes after 6, and I said it would just kind of go to about 6:30 or so, because I'm already getting a headache. I don't know. Must be giving myself headaches, because I'm talking too loud. I got to quiet down a little bit. But anyhow, those are some of the great stuff you can find on GJRB Online. And, of course, next Saturday, don't know if we're going to be on the air next Saturday, really be honest with you, for any talk radio. Next Saturday, it's going to be jazz. So just to let you know about that, next Saturday's jazz with the wave of smooth jazz, either 11 or 12 o'clock Central, depending on when I'm ready. So watch for postings beforehand. GJRB Online next Saturday. We'll be doing smooth jazz on Friday, wave of smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon next Friday, starting at 11 a.m. That will be the wave of smooth jazz, followed by smooth afternoon at 3, more smooth jazz with the wave of smooth jazz Friday evening, and easy nights. And then Saturday, more smooth jazz and the best of jazz next Saturday. Next Saturday, the best of jazz. Because I think I got some more selections I found that are pretty cool. Some really good classic stuff. I think I just got another album, and I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see. Let me look at my Facebook page real quick. I thought I got a posting for another album that I want to listen to. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It was down here, and I got notification for it. Let me see where I saw that. Ron Stricker, Bass Trip. Oh yeah, Bass Drip. Bass Drip is his name. He commented, lovely stuff on that one I did on the mermaids and stuff from yesterday's video, the Gary Russen program, Way Out There show. Epic video. Epic video, so he must have liked it. Epic video, he commented on it. So thanks, Bass Drip, D-R-I-P, Bass Drip. Thank you so much for that. Epic video comment on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Von Dovey. Where did I see that? Posting for that jazz album. I thought it was down here somewhere. Also want a big shout out to Violet Vlogs, and also a big shout out to the Summers of Alaska. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where is that? Dang, if I can find it. Coronavirus warning. A lot of stuff on that one. Boy, they're overdoing that coronavirus, aren't they? Gee whiz, come on. Cry out. Earth Files. Big shout out to also to the fabulous videos from Linda Moulton Howell. She's been putting out some good ones. I need to catch her live feeds. I haven't done it lately. Also, someone liked my comment. I was going to play this on Way Out There and never got to it. As a nun talking about end-time prophecies here and talks a lot about the evils of the Pope, which I thought was real interesting. And I didn't get a chance to play that. But someone liked my posting. I mentioned that we bow down to a man who thinks he's God, and he is just a human representation of God. I'm speaking of the Pope. He is a power hungry, and he's using his power to control man. And it will be a cold day and blankety blank if that I obey him. So I posted there. A lot of Sid Roth stuff, some supernatural, and I gotta play. I'm gonna save some of those for the Way Out There show. There's a lot of them on there are pretty good. Slapped Ham, Terrifying Cursed Items. Gotta check that out yet. Let's see, what else do we have here? A bunch of really good videos, but I'm looking for that jazz video. I bet you I'll find it after I get off the air, too. It never fails. Really good piece here on 1947 Denning Sisters. Beg your pardon. To look up and see who the Denning Sisters are. Never heard of them. Wow. And then Fredflix has one, TV Treasures Volume 2, 1950s to 70s, more promos, bumpers. So I'm going to like that for my radio, television, movie classics. Let's see. What else do I have here? Some more good stuff. It's all available. And like I said before, as I remember straight, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can see all the videos that I'm talking about. You can actually watch them. They're available there for you to look at when you get on and subscribe to my YouTube channel. They're all there. Watch them. They're fabulous. All the ones from Slapped Ham, all the stuff from Fredflix are all on there. Great trivia stuff. So check that out. There's even one about what the adults recognize from the Flintstones, which is really interesting. What adults recognize but kids don't. Underlying messages from the Flintstones. Real interesting video. So check that out. But I don't know where that... I thought maybe I had that saved to my... I thought maybe I played it once and it might be in my history. But I can't guarantee that. Not sure. But it's a jazz video. A jazz album that I'm going to check out for the coming Best of Jazz. So check that out. That's coming up on GJRB Online. I'm also working, speaking of which, no progress done this week on the GJRB Online vlog website. I have been trying to work on that. I got a friend of mine who's working on that, so I'm hoping maybe we can get together on that this week. Trying to get that vlog website going. So I gotta watch some more videos on how to build that. I'm gonna still work on that at home as well. See if I can manage to get that up soon. That will be coming up soon, and I will announce when the website goes public on my vlog. So watch for that. My vlog. I'm planning on doing a vlog one of these days too. So I can't find it. So I will look for it, and I'll let you know what the album is when we get close to next week when we do the Best of Jazz. Okay, so tune in for the Best of Jazz next Saturday, starting at 3 o'clock Central right here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. And, of course, Smooth Jazz and the Wave of Smooth Jazz starts today, next week. Okay? And that's going to put an end to our daytime programming here on, that's going to put an end to our programming here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. We'll be back next week for a brand new week of programming. GJRB Online is owned and operated by GJR Broadcasting and operates on Spreaker and on Podbean. WGJR Worldwide on Podbean, GJRB Online on Podbean, and on Spreaker, owned and operated by GJR Broadcasting. Want to thank you for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up for our program today. And stay tuned for more great big band classics next on our 9-foot closed circuit, 107.1 Memories, 107.1 KMER. And we'll have some more great music coming up next for all you classic lovers. And don't forget the sounds of Sinatra. And you can listen to that on cable, KABL. Type that in. It's available on TuneIn. Type KABL in the search engine and listen to some great Sinatra music tonight. The sounds of Sinatra. And of course, WGN Radio Theater later on. And that's WGN Radio. And you can get on WGN's website or listen on TuneIn or on, actually it's available on iHeart. WGN Radio Theater with Cara Mari and Lisa Wolf tonight. And you have yourself your best night ever. We'll catch you sometime tomorrow and on Monday. Until then, have your best rest of your night. So long, everyone. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page. Join me for Sports Page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site. Daylight savings time starts next week. We'll let you know. But remember, turn your clocks ahead 1 hour next Saturday night. This is the GJRB Online Network.